SpaceX is looking to launch its fully integrated Starship launch vehicle from here in South Texas, potentially as early as this Friday, now that it finally has a launch license modification in hand. I'm Robinson Smith with Spaceflight Now. We're on the ground here at Starbase in South Texas near Boca Chica Beach. And earlier on Wednesday, both the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service as well as the Federal Aviation Administration issued some final reports paving the way for that launch license modification. And now it's a waiting game to make sure that everything is ready for that rocket to lift off for just the second time.
The path to this moment started in the aftermath of the April 20 launch attempt. The extensive damage to the launch site caused SpaceX to take a beat and evaluate how to launch in a less destructive manner. One of the centerpieces of that change was the steel plate added underneath where Starship sits. It sits on top of the water deluge system. A geyser of nearly 358,000 gallons of non-contaminated water jets out and is designed to lessen the impacts of the sound waves and vibrations from the 33 Raptor engines at the bottom of the Super Heavy booster. In its report released Wednesday, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service determined that it should also protect the other equipment at the Vertical Launch Area, or VLA. In looking at the impacts of leftover water following a static fire test or launch, Fish and Wildlife compared the runoff from using the deluge system to less than the amount of water released on this area from an average rainfall event. Therefore, it is not expected to change the salinity of the existing mudflats or significantly reduce or modify piping plover or red knot habitat. The core of the regulatory work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service was to look at the full impact of the new deluge system on the surrounding environment and the creatures living there. The agency determined that the upgrade won't be an environmental harm. The Fish and Wildlife report was quickly followed by the FAA's reassessment of its previous environmental report. It too found the new water deluge system was a needed upgrade and that the water from future launches and static fire tests shouldn't contain any pollutants. The FAA also looked at other upgrades, like the new hot staging ring that will be used during stage separation after liftoff. Wednesday morning began with the hoisting of this piece atop Booster 9 around 7 o'clock in the morning. FAA documents note that this new forward heat shield inner stage is about 30 feet in diameter and 6 feet long. It weighs about 20,000 pounds. The report also says it will be jettisoned on some missions and not recovered. In its reevaluation, the FAA also issued 14 additional criteria that SpaceX needs to abide by for this next launch and moving forward. Those mostly revolve around testing the air, soil, and water adjacent to the launch pad before and after launches. SpaceX also committed to additional conservation efforts, like using drone imagery to monitor water discharges. Just before SpaceX restacked Starship for potentially the last time, the FAA signed off on its launch license modification for a second launch. It comes nearly 7 months to the day from when the first launch license was issued. As with the first mission, Orbital Flight Test 2 won't quite reach orbital velocity, but it will attempt to send Ship 25 on a journey around most of the globe before splashing down north of Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. After nearly 7 months of work and waiting, SpaceX is targeting liftoff of Starship at the start of its 2-hour launch window on Friday, November 17th at 7 a.m. Central Time. Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Robinson Smith.